All right, we're gonna go to a very famous scene in Top Gun where romance is made, and we saw that song, She's Lost That Loving Feeling. This workout, you may lose that loving feeling by the time we're done this one. All right, so what we have here is 3 rounds. This is a 15-minute EMOM. So you're gonna wanna get on the clock and you're gonna wanna put in 15 minutes into your EMOM, okay? So we have 4 prescribed movements, and then we have rest on our 5th minute, our 10th minute. So basically, as we get going through this, minute number 1, max rep burpees, as many burpees as you can do in a minute. Okay, so we're down here, we're down on the ground, we're popping those out. That's a burpee, okay? So with that, you want to go a steady pace because there's a lot of work ahead of you. You're not going to want to come flying out of a cannon on those, okay? A lot of you are probably going to be thinking 8 to 15 burpees on that minute, all right? As a good range. Okay, so if the burpees aren't happening and we're still going to do dumbbells, then our choice there is to go with sprawls or bottom half burpees. So we're here, clapping and full extension at the top. None of these, okay? We want full extension at the top, all right? That's your burpees. Okay, after you're done that, we are going to max dumbbell snatches, alternating dumbbell snatches. So, we always start out with both heads of the dumbbell on the ground. We're down here, we're using those legs, and we're throwing that overhead in one clean motion, okay? So if we think about that, we get to that dumbbell, we're here, both heads, the dumbbell are touching the ground, it's between my feet, and using your legs and your hips to drive that dumbbell overhead. We don't want strictly going with like a muscle snatch, right? We want a great power snatch. So we're using those legs to get that dumbbell overhead. We're alternating. We can either alternate in the air or we can exchange on the ground. By exchanging on the ground, we make sure both heads touch every time, okay? So as many dumbbell snatches as you can possibly do in the minute, alternating, keeping count. As soon as you're done that, you come to your box, minute number 3. That is max rep box jumps, okay? Every time we do a box jump, full extension, okay? Open up those hips and step down. If you've got limited ceiling heights, you know, we can just do step ups onto a chair. If we really can't, if we don't have that box that we can do, we can get onto, you can do some jumping air squats to replace that box jump. But make sure you're really exploding on those jumps, okay? As soon as that's done, minute number 4 comes. We're doing single dumbbell thrusters. Dumbbell thruster, weight starts at the shoulder, and we are down, squat depth, and pushing it overhead, okay? So, when we're working with this, when we're doing our thruster, we're down, we're using those legs to throw that dumbbell overhead. I almost threw it out of my hand there, sorry about that. So, it's the legs that are driving that overhead, okay? It's legs initiating, core to extremity overhead. What we don't want to do is go down, stand up, and push overhead, right? Because really then what are we doing? We're doing a squat and then a strict press. We want to drive that overhead, okay? Use those strong muscles to get that dumbbell overhead. In this one here, when you're doing your thrusters, it's just on one arm. Every time you do 10 reps, you switch arms, okay? So if you get through 10, switch over to the other side and start doing dumbbell thrusters with your other hand. Now, with this, the important thing here, make sure you keep breathing. The tendency in thrusters is to start holding your breath, right? Because this isn't a totally natural option, right? Most people will start to hold their breath. That's what the body does. It's guarding itself, it'll start to hold the breath. Don't do that. Get yourself a good breathing pattern. If we're down, right? exhaling at the top, inhaling on the way back down, okay? So, you're gonna do as many dumbbell thrusters as possible. Minute number 5 comes, rest, okay? Write down all the reps you just completed before here, because your score is the total reps completed in this workout. Some math required, you got a minute rest. Don't come out hot out of the cannon in the first round. Maybe think faster second, third, all right? The tendency is you'll feel really fresh the first round. By the third round, it could get pretty tricky if you come out too hard and too fast. But I know you guys have got this. You've been doing this for a long time. Just push the pace, good, steady pace, and just keep moving. Good luck and have fun, and I hope you don't lose that loving feeling.